We talking about wrestling. Uh, WWE new Women's Champion Becky Lynch. So many people were unhappy with it. So many people were unhappy that Becky Lynch won. Reality is, I feel like that is the catalyst for her heel turn. The crowd's turned against me, and I'm big time. Perfect. So now we go into Becky's a heel. You can end up with a face taking it from her. I would prefer Liv Morgan, but you know, there's a lot of them that could deal with this. Liv, in my opinion, is the one who needs to take the strap. Um, because it makes zero sense for Becky to hold it all the way until what's her name comes back. Oh, man. It makes no sense for her to hold it that long. Like that's ridiculous. That's just what I'm saying. This I see Becky as being a transitional champion. Maybe they set up a number one contenders thing in the next couple days. Well, because we got the draft coming up. Where do you put which champion? My book says that Cody goes to Raw and Damian goes to SmackDown. My book says that your current tag titles aren't going anywhere. I don't know if the champions are eligible for draft or if the titles are eligible for draft or not. But in my book, it's like look at the Raw tag titles. They don't match that old school flair, which is what the women's title and the world title have. They all look like the old school belts. So I'd say keep them all right. Champions are safe, but the titles matter. Remember back in the day, yep, only women's that can be drafted is women's tag champs. I get that. What I'm saying is the belts should all kind of reflect. I don't like the idea of Cody Rhodes being on SmackDown at all. Now, that can change because you're going to have the world title being more interesting here soon. The WWE title, now that Roman's gone, where do we go from here? Somebody's going to challenge Cody. Of course they are. They're always going to be a challenge. But who's going to bring asses to the show besides Cody? Is Cody going to be the main focal point of SmackDown? All right, then that's fine because you're going to have Drew and Damian, CM Punk when he comes back, all these people on Raw. So there's a lot to be had there. There's a lot to be said about what they're going to do with the future of storylines because of this. I'm interested to see the draft. I can't wait for tomorrow night. I'll be working the show at Waxhaw. I'll come home and catch it. I'll come home and watch it because I damn sure can't go straight to sleep after working a wrestling show. Adrenaline's way too hot. You think Randy Orton should challenge Cody? That's not bad. That is not a bad one at all. I'm not against that. I think that Randy Orton would be a good kind of litmus test for him. Would be the way to put it. Wesley Flasky chiming in. What's up, dude? How are you? Um, Look, we've already had ideas on what to do with the world title. The WWE title is the one where I really can't see what's next for it, and I like the idea. I like the way that they're setting it up. In my opinion, I think you're going to see Gunther going after one, but I don't see them putting a belt on Gunther anytime soon. Um, Now the reality is the King of the Ring is happening, and the rule for the King of the Ring is whoever wins the King and Queen of the Ring are number one contenders for a title. I wonder if they get to pick which world title they go after. That's a whole new ball game because now it's like essentially you win a tournament. It's like winning the Royal Rumble. You get to pick where you go. You're interested to see where Bobby Lashley goes. Shane, that's another good thought. I hope they actually keep that faction together. I wonder if they could draft him as a faction. That might be interesting. Speaking of factions, I wonder what's going to happen with the Judgment Day. You got Liv hitting on Dom now. That's freaking weird. You've also got the other one potentially disbanding as well, Alpha Academy. It's like all your factions are taking a hit right now. So it kind of leads you to believe that the current factions that are here, and well, the Bloodline as well, you've got all these current factions here, and they're going to be doing some stuff and moving them around. But then what's next for them? Are they going to get rid of them and get new factions? There's a ton of shit out there that can change. I'm interested to see what people say. Trick Williams won that NXT title, right? I will catch up to that comment in a minute. Trick Williams, their ratings were up last night, big time. Don't quote me on the numbers because I've seen a couple of different posts. One said 680 for AEW, and one said 660 for NXT this week. And I saw another one that said 660 for NXT and 620 for AEW. I don't know what the real numbers are. I have not gone and looked at them. Normally, I do go check Twitter or X, whatever, and get the WrestleNomics thing. Dude, that would be interesting. You mean to tell me you crowned a new champion, coming off a hot, successful pay per view, and you didn't follow it up with viewership? What's the problem here? Like that should have been huge. I feel like that show should have been awesome. Wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Lashley's the one to defeat Logan Paul for the U.S. title. It's going to be Ricochet, and it's got to be something spectacular. So look for that to happen. Maybe overseas, maybe as late as SummerSlam. But in my book, it's got to be Ricochet. Bo Taylor. What's happening, Bo? Another one of my old Virginia buddies, man. I ain't talked to this cat in forever. Haven't watched wrestling consistently over the years, but I can't stand Gunther. Dude, he's a good wrestler. He's a solid wrestler. It's a great thing to watch. Um, I I feel like his matches are always very impactful. There's a lot to them, and there's a lot to digest. If you didn't know to watch it, you need to go back and watch Ilya Dragunov and Gunther from NXT UK, and the second time they went at it, which I think was in NXT. Those matchups right there were epic. They were freaking wars, buddy. They were awesome. Let's see here. Draft Gable and the Creed brothers to a show and build them as a new faction. That's not awful either. That's not bad either. But now you're talking about the Creeds are going to be heels because Gable just did a massive heel turn. So you got to keep that up. Oh, my guy. What is happening? How are you?
Busy. I'm out and about, my guy.
I can see this. You're not on the road. Your goatee's a little mushy. We need to get you some oil, baby. We need to get you some oil.
Yeah. Well, trying to get it,
There you go. But dude, we're just talking about draft possibilities now. We've already talked about AEW and their follow up and all that. We already talked about the new team.
I watched a little bit. I was able to listen to technical difficulties. Apparently, StreamYard's having issues with logins and whatever. And where I'm at is the Wi-Fi is spotty. But whoever said draft Gable and Creed, I agree.
Like I say,
that's a great idea.
The Creed brothers have to become heel for that to work. Because Gable just had a massive heel turn. So that's a big thing. Bo said, haven't watched, it's been a few years. Yeah, you haven't watched him enough. That's exactly what it is. You have not watched Gunther enough to realize how fantastic that is. LA Knight got lost in the mix. I actually see LA Knight. I see LA Knight going after Sammy.
Yeah, same. I want to see that match.
Yep.
Because they look like they're having fun already. I want him to go after Sammy, and that'll push both of them. That everybody wins on that matchup.
Yep. And then Ilya definitely needs to get drafted to Raw. Dude, I'm down. I've been telling people for a while that I love the Mad King, the Dragon King, whatever they were calling him. That was great. Have Creed brothers take out Rey Mysterio or Sami Zayn. Well, so there's an idea. If they jump Sammy, they're instantly heels and they align themselves vicariously with Chad Gable. So that would work. That
Yeah,
could do it. Not Rey Mysterio. That would make no sense because, dude, I'm so over the Judgment Day and Rey Mysterio, and I'm over the New Day fighting Imperium. Like I've seen too much of it. I'm glad Imperium's falling apart. Now it's just Kaiser and Gunther because
mm-hmm.
they kicked out Giovanni Vinci or whatever the fuck his name was.
Mm-hmm.
He was just picking over. But yes, Sami Zayn's going to be the one that makes the most sense for them to align with him, though, because Ray and them still got all their stories from everybody else that they're beefing with.
Yeah, they're trying to finish that up and wrap it up. They need to wrap it up.
That definitely.
Though I am loving the whole LWO return, and I'm liking like the clash there.
Yeah.
With that Santos Escobar. So that's been cool. Uh, so yeah, it's dope to see that.
What I'm not liking is Andrade is a fantastic worker, does great work. He's just not getting a crowd reaction. I'm not into that. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but he's not getting a crowd reaction. I'm sitting here watching him, and I'm like, dude's good. He was
He is.
good when he was first there. He was good when he was in AEW, and he's good now. Why no reaction? I don't get it.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, and I agree. I mean, he's great talent. Has great matches every single time. Just
Yeah,
hmm.
crowd doesn't get behind him at all. That's my thing. Um, let's see here. I'm just trying to make sure I keep up with everything because I got a bunch of shit running tonight. Um, bro, did you see that match for Ilya and Trick? Did you end up
Ooh,
catching that match? Ilya and Trick Williams?
nope.
Oh, you
Unfortunately,
didn't make it
no.
that one? Okay. I caught it.
Trust
Luckily,
me,
that was the
because like
only thing.
I sorry. We were at the in-laws' house, so I was catching it there while I was there. Unfortunately, don't have access to it where I'm at now, down with the parents. So I was trying to catch up on everything today. So I'd be a little bit more prepared. But I was trying to catch the highlights too, because that's I like to binge and watch my stuff when I can. But unfortunately, no.
Agreed. Well, when you get a chance, that matchup was excellent. There were a couple times where you couldn't tell. I wouldn't have predicted Trick. I kind of did predict Trick to win, but I didn't want to go full bore. I wouldn't have bet the house on it
Mhm.
because either him or Ilya could have gotten drafted up. In my opinion, that's not to say that they're not swerving everybody and Trick's going to get drafted anyway.
Mhm.
But that's kind of where I was.
No, I was excited for the matchup, and I've been saying every time, yeah. Uh, catching everybody talking about it online, everything. I've been saying it. He deserves it. He needed it. Um,
Right.
and the fans have been asking for it, and there you go. It's. I think that's kind of, again, like you were just saying, it's going to help them jump up to to the big shows.
Right. Trick Williams made the whole room shake at the end. That crowd loves him. Yeah, they do.
Hell yeah.
Want to see Carlito do something. He's just kind of there, dude.
Yeah, I agree. He's kind of just hanging out in the background. Yeah, he's he's adding kind of the comedic timing effect every now and then.
Yeah.
But didn't he just have a match last week?
Uh, I can't remember. I got CRS. I can't remember shit. I don't know.
But yeah,
Um,
I would like to see him more involved and do more matches. I do agree with
yeah,
that.
I'd like to see him do some more. Um,
Yeah, because like
ooh,
like,
that's a good question. What WWE star goes to NXT? Shane, that's gonna take me a minute. Natalia. You see Natalia going? Oh, there he is.
no,
You're
you
good.
left. You
No,
left.
you left. I
You
never
left.
left. Okay. Um, I'm keeping an eye on my bandwidth over here, buddy. It wasn't me. Um,
Um, I could see Natai, yeah. Yeah, because they've been doing a lot of like exchanges lately. It hasn't just been just NXT talent,
right,
which has been an interesting choice.
right. It's been crazy. Carlito was the one who took out Dragon Lee before Mania heel turn coming. Okay, that's
Okay,
got
all right,
legs.
yeah.
How long do we think Trick's NXT title reign will last? That's a good question.
Hmm.
Yeah, buddy, it definitely ain't me. I'm sitting at 400. I'm sitting at 400 over 20.
Let me see. Uh,
But as far as like, man, as far as how long will his reign last? I don't know. We're gonna have to see what this draft does.
yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I was gonna bring it. That's gonna put
Yeah,
uh,
just-
uh, a wrench in a lot.
right.
'Cause that could move some people around. Um, and I think it'd be interesting to see because then that could give us some really interesting matchups for Trick for title defense. But I think he
Definitely.
should hold on for a little bit. Um,
I think. Well, Tommy says he thinks it's gonna be about 200 days.
200
But
days.
yeah, that's not a bad run.
That's not bad.
Let's see. When's their next big? Probably the SummerSlam week. I mean, at least till then. I'd say at least till then. Remember, NXT moves to CW in the fall, so they'll be
Yeah,
building a roster.
actually, it was funny because I was
Right.
just doing the math. Yeah, I'd say about 6 to 8 months. Sounds about right. Yeah,
Okay.
it's around there. Yeah.
Gotcha. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, dude, Soul continues to astonish everybody with that Soul
Oh
Snap.
yeah, dude, she's amazing.
I
She's
love it.
awesome. The athleticism, just her fire in the ring, and just she captures a crowd pretty quickly. And her move set, man, that flipping cutter off the ropes or off the corner
That's
is
that's the Soul Snatcher.
that's dope,
Oh yeah.
dope. Though I do hear people complaining. It seems like everybody has a cutter or some kind of form of cutter now.
I mean,
But
hey, who cares?
as long as it doesn't become like the super kicks or
Right,
at least it's being protected.
bro. All right, so the draft is this Friday
Yeah.
and next Monday. Then
Hmm.
we've got Backlash on May the 4th. That's gonna be wild. May 4th. I'm gonna enjoy. I think I'm
Dice.
gonna really enjoy my weekend. I think I'm gonna just sit back and enjoy my weekend on May
May
4th.
the 4th. That's gonna be a busy weekend.
Yep, because guess what? Um, yeah, I've got a show the 3rd, and there's a bunch of shows running the 4th and the 5th. But
Yep.
I think after the 3rd, I'm just gonna drop it into neutral and chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I think I had possible back-to-back bookings that weekend. May's looking to be busy. Uh, Potential May 4th. Yeah, that's a lot of driving.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good call. Giovanni Vinci
Ooh.
gets dropped to NXT. That'd be good.
Okay.
That's a good call, Wesley. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Want to see Trick versus Joe Gacy? That could be a fun feud. Yeah.
Ooh.
I like Joe Gacy too. I do. I think he's a fun character.
Yeah,
Then we
because
got
we were kind of seeing a couple of people go back and forth. Like you even mentioned last year, last show was dude got taken out by Sheamus, and we see him back in NXT. I think they're trying to experiment here. What if they can get like a good combination or a good mix of people?
Well,
I don't
his
know.
tag
I just
partner's got a
like
broken neck, so they
yeah,
got to do
and
something with the guy.
I'm kind of liking the vibe of NXT more.
Yeah,
Uh, the matches are just fun to watch. I think it has the crowd. The crowd reaction is just different. I think it's the more smaller venue. I think kind of helps with that too.
right.